Welcome back! One of my top goals is that every piece of gear in my home office setup should make things easier for me. So everything works seamlessly, sounds incredible, and actually supports my whole workflow. And that's why I want to share some tech that I use every single day and I don't want to miss anymore. And let's start with the gear that actually shapes what I hear. In my opinion, the Yamaha HS8 are not just speakers, they are brutally honest sound translators. And that's exactly why I love them. These studio monitors are legendary in music production, but even if you don't produce music, there's a very good reason to use them in your home office setup. Basically, the HS8 gives you a flat, true, uncolored sound, and that means just a clear, accurate representation of what's actually happening in your audio. And for me, that's crucial. Sure, especially if you want to work on some tracks, that's a must. But at the end of the day, it's not just for music production. Whether I'm editing videos, reviewing voiceover recordings, or just playing music while I work on some photos, the HS8 are just fantastic. On top, I've also paired them with isolation pads to avoid resonance, but maybe I will add some small stands next here on my desk. But we will see. And yes, of course, I totally understand that they are not cheap and they are definitely not small, but they've helped me to produce better sounding content, avoid mistakes, and trust what I'm hearing every single day. So if audio matters to you, not just music, but also video, meetings, calls, editing and more, a good pair of studio monitors like the HS8 can make a massive difference, so definitely check them out. But monitors alone don't give me a complete picture, and here I need to mention the Biodynamic DT1770 Pro headphones. And yes, these are my go-to headphones for mixing, editing, voiceovers, and honestly just enjoying music. And let me tell you, once you've used them, it's really hard to go back to anything else. What makes them perfect for my setup is the combination of studio level quality and isolation. That means I can work late, record in the same room as my mic, or just block out distractions without compromising on audio quality. On top, they're comfortable for long sessions too. I've worn them for full day editing marathons and never had any issues. And yes, the build quality is also premium. Metal construction, detachable cables and everything feels solid. And I always run them through my Focusrite Scarlett audio interface to get the best performance. So yeah, if you're serious about what you're hearing, these are next level. They are not flashy, just focused studio grade headphones that I can highly recommend. But hearing is only half the story. So next, let's talk about the Apple Studio Display. And this is one of my favorite tools in my entire workspace. First off, the 5K Retina display is just amazing. It's sharp enough to make text look printed, colors look accurate, and video look immersive. Everything is crisp, especially when you're editing 4K content or photos. On top, the built-in speakers are surprisingly good. Sure, these are still just monitor speakers, but for casual listening or video calls, they're absolutely fantastic. And then there's the integration. One Thunderbolt cable connects it all. Charging, display, data, it's minimal, clean, and super reliable. I always use it in combination with my Mac Studio, and it just works. And let's be real, the design is pure Apple. It just looks great on any desk setup. Clean lines, minimal bezels, and a premium feel that matches the rest of my gear. But for sure, it's pricey. Absolutely. But for something I stare at for hours a day, it's worth every cent. And yes, at the end of the day, it's not just a monitor, it supports my workflow for everything I create, review or consume. So in my opinion, investing in a high quality monitor is a must. But of course, all this gear needs one thing to work together seamlessly. Connectivity. That's where the next essential comes in. If you've ever tried to run a full setup through a laptop or even the Mac Studio, you know the struggle. Sometimes you just need more ports. And the Cal-Digit TS4 changed the game for me. Sure, there's already a newer version out there, but I'm still really happy with the TS4. And yes, this dock is the heart of my home office connectivity. It's like a command center for every device I own, and it's built like a tank. All in all, it has 18 ports, and they are not random extras, they're the ones you actually need. USB-C, USB-A, SD card slots, even a front-facing audio port for quick headphone swaps if you need it. On top, file transfers, backups and imports are smooth and reliable. Basically, the TS4 doesn't just make my setup look cleaner, it makes everything feel faster, more reliable and more professional. And of course, I can set my focus on the work, not just the workflow. So if you don't have a TS4 or a TS5 at home, definitely check them out. And last but not least, let's talk about one of the newest additions for my desk setup, the Amaran Light Tube. In this case, it's not just an ambient light, it's also the main light source for my top-down setup. On top, it also adds depth to my space, softens the mood and makes the entire room feel more creative. And the version that I use is fully RGB, battery powered or AC pluggable, and totally controllable via USB-C with the Sidious Link app. I can easily dial in the color temperature and I can go full RGB. At the end of the day, this light is versatile, intuitive and beautifully diffused. And yes, for filming, it's just amazing. But even when I'm not recording, it gives my workspace that touch of intentional design. Because yeah, at the end of the day, lighting isn't just about brightness, it's about feeling, and the Amaran Light Tube also brings that kind of mood that makes working long hours on new video projects more enjoyable. In my opinion, it's a kind of upgrade upgrade you don't realize you need it until you try it, and then wonder how you've ever worked without it, especially if you can use it for your content production. But yeah, at the end of the day, none of these gadgets are just gimmicks. They actually make things so much easier for me. And that's really the key, building a setup that works for you. Not everything here in my home office might be right for your own workflow, but hopefully this gives you some ideas or at least a closer look into how I've created a workspace that helps me to stay focused, inspired and productive. Because when your home office space supports your creativity, everything gets easier. And if you currently build your own setup or if you want to level it up, let me know in the comments what's one piece of tech you can't live without in your workspace. So, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to stay updated for upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video.